Day 22 of a handcrafted holiday. Today I am bringing out my inner artist, and honestly guys, I don't consider myself a true artist. Do I do artful things? Yes, but I actually had to be really dive deep for this one. I was inspired by a photo I saw and I wanted to put my own spin on it, and I absolutely love how it turned out, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys all think.
For project one, what you're going to need is a piece of wood. I grabbed a piece of scrap wood that I had in the garage. I did paint it crinoline. I thought that it would be perfect because I'm using this hymnal music. And that is the other thing. You're going to need some type of sheet music. If you do not have a vintage book like this, you can get some scrap paper with like a music sheet. There's decoupage paper that I've seen that has musical paper on it, and that's what you're going to need to start. So I am laying this out to try to figure out exactly how I want to cut this out. This is the very first time I've ever created this project, and what I'm trying to go for here is I am going to start creating a church out of the hymnal paper. You're going to need 3 pieces of the hymnal paper. This first piece, you can see I am cutting it down. I don't want any of that white edge showing, and I'm trying to figure out exactly where I want to position it on the board. Now, my vision here is I want this piece to have a point, like a roof line. And so at first I was going to cut it like on each side. And then I determined that if I did a soft fold and cut it both equally, it would be perfect on each side. So I attempt to do that. And then I was trying for such a soft fold that I did not make an actual point. So I redo it and I cut an actual point then on the roof line. And it did cause a little bit of a crease, but it does work itself out in the end. I grab that second piece of paper and I do the exact same thing that I did to the first one. I trim away all that excess white on all 4 sides. Once I do that, I am trying to determine where I want to cut the sides. Now, this is going to be the second story of the church. So I do another soft fold and I just trim away a little bit on each of the sides. This is going to be my second story, and this piece is actually going to fit underneath that first piece. So just like this, and then what I'm going to do is then cut a roof line on this piece of paper. So do the exact same thing that you did on that first one. Fold, do a soft fold again, and then do that same roof line trim, and then you have your second piece of paper. The third piece of paper is going to be your steeple. So we are starting off again, trimming away any of that excess paper. And this one was a little bit tricky for me because I knew how I wanted it to be. I knew I had to do a soft fold and I had to cut from one end all the way to the point of the other to create my steeple. But I didn't know where I should start it, so my first cut was completely wrong. Thank goodness with the soft folds, you can just recut like I did with the last 2 roof lines. So once I determined that it stuck out too much, I just refold it and I did just a little bit of a different cut, and there it was perfect. And now I actually have the base of my church, and I'm really loving at this point how it's looking. Now it's time to decoupage the church down. I am going to leave the steeple right where it's at. I am using liquid patina, which is my favorite decoupage medium, and I am going to do a starter strip. And if you've watched me decoupage any of the other papers, this is exactly how I do it. It holds your pieces of paper in place, and it gives you better control of that, along with eliminating a lot of those wrinkles. So once I get this first piece down, I then take the next piece and I lay that down, and I just keep working my way down. And I love how this is looking, guys. Once you get your church fully laid down, the next thing you'll want to do is just let it dry very thoroughly before you move on to the next step. Now that it's dry, I'm using Fusion mineral paint called Cast Iron, and I'm using a fine tip paintbrush, and I am going to outline the entire church. The one tip I have for you here is you may not want to be jittery, so maybe stay away from the cup of coffee. And the other tip is have a really light hand. What I noticed is when I was not putting a lot of pressure on the tip, then the lines were what I was really looking for. But sometimes I got a little bit in a hurry and I put a little bit more pressure and the lines became a little bit thicker. The look I was going for was just a really fine line. I maybe should have did like shorter strokes as well. This is definitely a technique that I am going to work on. I think this looks really cool. But basically at this point, we're outlining the entire church. We're going to let it dry, and then we're going to come back and add a bunch of details. I decided to add a cross to the very top of the church. This is something that I did not feel comfortable freehanding with paint and a paintbrush, so I used my black chalk pencil and I just lightly drew where I wanted to actually paint that cross. Then I went in with that cast iron paint and that same paintbrush, and I just traced that cross that I had hand drew with that chalk pencil. For this next step, I'm using Fusion mineral paint called Pressed Fern. And what I'm doing here is I decided to add a wreath to the second story and the first story of the church. This is definitely the very first time that I have hand drawn a wreath. So I am just trying to make it look very natural, organic looking. I'm just kind of dabbing here and there, making it look like pieces of greenery sticking here and there, and I think it turned out really good. Do I need to perfect it? Maybe a little bit more, but I think it definitely looks like a wreath. Now that the wreaths are drying, I'm going to add some doors. I break out that chalk pencil again, and I decide to go with some rounded arch doors. I think it would be very pleasing to the eye. I also decide to add like a centerpiece. I thought the breakup of the black door would be nice, where you could see a door on each side. And once I get that drawn out, I then grab my paintbrush and my paint and I just start filling it in. And you guys, at first I left that complete line down the center and I didn't like it fully exposed like that, so I filled it in just a tad, and I really love how this looks. Now it's time to add some red berries to my wreaths. I'm using the color Cranberry, which is a Fusion mineral paint. And again, that same exact paintbrush, and I am just very lightly dabbing a dot here and there and just adding a pop of red. Oh, it just looks so good, and I'm really loving how this is turning out. The very last thing that I did is I brought it outside, grabbed my hand sander, and I just distressed it up a bit. I thought that would give it a bit more of an aged look, and then I sealed it with DIY's Big Top. The base was painted crinoline, which is a DIY paint, and that needed to be sealed, so I just sealed the entire piece, and this project is complete. For project 2, I decided I wanted to replicate the first project, but on a much smaller scale. So what I decided to do was use one of those round wood ornaments that I had cut out last year. I have these wood rounds, a ton of them left over, and I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to see if I could replicate it, but just on a much smaller scale. So I first start off with that hymnal paper, and I cut out the round for the hymnal paper. I am then going to decoupage that on to the round, let it dry just like I did with the other paper from the first project. And once it's dry, then we're going to use that same chalk pencil, and we're going to just kind of rough sketch out the church on that ornament. This is what I've been using. It's a woodless charcoal pencil, and it's a medium tip. And I am just going to rough sketch out that church just like I said I was going to. And instead of doing 3 stories like I had done with the sign, I am only going to do 2. So I am going to do the 2 stories and then put a cross on there, and then by rough sketching it, this is going to give me some type of pattern that I can then paint over. I'm using that same cast iron paint and that same paintbrush, and then just with a very light hand I am tracing out where I had used that chalk pencil. And right away I'm liking it. I think it looks really good, but I feel like it's missing something. I'm not entirely sure yet at this point, but I felt like it was needing a little bit more. So I start off by adding a wreath, and I think by adding a wreath to both of the stories, it would give it a pop of color. It is much harder to do these wreaths on this type of scale versus on the sign. After that dries, then I add a little bit of red berries, and again, very light hand. One of the berries was very large for the size of this wreath, and then I still felt like it needed a little bit more. So I decided to add a little bit of a cream color just to make it, give it a little bit more depth and dimension, and I think it turned out a lot better. After this was finished, I was thinking maybe I should have did that to the sign as well. At that point though, the sign already was finished and I just left it as is. Now I'm going to add an eyelet, and I'm drilling a starter hole for the eyelet. Once I do that, then I just take that eyelet and I just screw it on in. It goes in very easy. If you do have any problems, the simplest way to do that is use pliers, and that makes it go in even easier. I'm adding some twine, and then I also have this ribbon that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. It's velvet, and I love the edges, how it's frayed. I decided that it needed a bow versus just having it hang, so I create a bow, and I really love this. I think it turned out so good, and I am definitely going to be making more of these ornaments in the future.
I hope you guys have been enjoying the handcrafted holiday videos that I've been putting out. I've had a ton of fun creating them for you. I love to inspire you to create your own handcrafted decor or your own handcrafted gifts for your family and friends. Now, today's video, I definitely had to step out of my comfort zone. It is a good thing though. You should always be pushing yourself to try something new, to really perfect a different technique that you've never tried before. So yes, am I going to work on my lines? Absolutely. I think they should have been maybe a little bit thinner, a little bit more choppier. There was a look I was going for and I did not know how to perfect it just yet. That is definitely something I'll be working on though in the new year, and you'll definitely see more of the artists within coming out. Now, I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas. I will be putting out a video on Monday. Do not feel obligated to watch it. I know that you'll be spending all the time with your family and friends. Definitely enjoy that time away. I will have it available though, so you can watch it at your convenience. All right, well you guys, I hope you've, like I said, enjoyed the handcrafted holiday videos. And I will be probably kicking something off into the new year. Not sure what yet, but I have lots of ideas. All right, well, you guys take care and enjoy your weekend. See you next week. Bye.